What's up, YouTube? If you've been looking for a video that shows you how to edit a full wedding video in Final Cut Pro, look no further. I'm going to show you my entire process of how I edit a wedding video from start to finish using Final Cut Pro. So let's get into it. All right, so this is how I start every full wedding edit in Final Cut. The first thing I'm doing is creating a brand new project and naming it after the couple. In this case, this is Chris and Sinclair's wedding. I always make sure my project settings match how the wedding was filmed. This one was shot in 4K at 24 frames per second, so that's exactly what I'm setting it to. Once the project is created, I import all of the wedding footage, every camera angle, every audio source. So next, I like to build my multicam clip for the wedding ceremony. Now, if you don't know about multicam clip, and if you're still manually lining up all your camera angles and lining up all of your sources of audio, let me show you how to save a lot of time. What you want to do is you want to create a multicam clip. And the way you do that is, say for instance, the ceremony that we're doing here, I'm going to select all my camera angles from the ceremony, and I'm going to select all my sources of audio, and I'm going to create a multicam clip. And what that's going to do is it's going to line up everything for me. And all I have to do is open up the angles and do a live edit on which camera I would want to use in that moment. And that saves me so much time. So once I have my multi-clip cam created, I'll drag it right to the timeline, and then I'll open it up and start doing a soft grading. So in this case, we have a 4-camera setup, and 2 of those cameras are Sony FX3s and the other ones are Sony A9s. So for the Sony FX3s, we shot in S-Log, and I'm just putting the color grade on that and matching the other cameras up so that everything looks consistent. And one of the cool things about the multicam clip is it lets you edit in real time, switching angles cleanly without guessing. It really simplifies the whole process. I remember the days when I didn't know about the multicam clip and I was lining everything up manually and just splicing through everything. Holy smoly. You'll see I'm doing a live edit now, just changing my camera angles at the appropriate time. So if the bride is saying her vows, then I'll make sure the camera is on her. And if, the groom is saying his, I'll make sure the camera's on him. And I'll make sure I use that wide shot when it's time to use it. I don't really like to do too many switches in the timeline, just to maintain the motion. The ceremony is now completed, and you can see right here we're at the last part of the ceremony. And so after I complete the ceremony, what I like to do then is go back and build a highlight that transitions into the ceremony. So this would be like the intro video, and you'll see coming up here in 1 second. They're coming out. And now you see right here, I have the music. I brought my music in. For that, I'm creating a multicam clip for the groom. We always interview the bride and groom at the beginning of the day. And so for the groom, we use 2 cameras. But I think I just end up sticking with the main shot. So I'm pulling the interviews, dropping them down here at the bottom so I know where they're at. And now what you're gonna see is me just going through, pulling out those shots that I wanna use for this intro highlight that transitions into the ceremony. And when I pull these clips, you know, I keep things organized so I know where it's at. Just going through, pulling out shots that I want to use. Kind of speed through this. All right, yep, pulling out the groom shots. Bride shots. Now I'm putting the highlight together now that I have all my clips pulled. And as I pull my clips, I do a soft grade. Putting my custom LUT on it and a Rec 709, S-Log to Rec 709. And that's what I'm doing right here. Everything on the different clips. I'll speed through this. So in this case, I started off with some outside shots, scenery shots, establishing shots. And for the audio, I'm starting off with the groom. And just to let you all know that I'm going to actually post this video so that you guys can see the final video. So as the groom is talking, I'm showing highlighted moments of the bride, showing her getting ready shots. Audio up, getting to the spot that I need for the remainder of the groom's interview. And again, you'll be able to hear the interview and see everything I did. Just cleaning up the shots, detail shots, pulling out the pieces that I want to use, and just telling the story. And so I'll speed ramp this, but you'll see me just pulling the clips that I pulled for this intro highlight and cleaning it up. Completed Chris's interview, and so now I'm pulling some detailed shots to transition from his interview to Sinclair's interview. So now while she's giving her interview, I'm showing detailed shots of the groom and showing him with, his groomsmen getting ready, shooting pool, having a drink, just, trying to put them back in that moment, take them back to that day. That is the whole concept behind this video. You want to watch this and be able to relive the day. When I got married, my wife and I did not get a videographer. We only chose photos. And my uncle was at the wedding with a video camera. But my uncle ended up passing and we never got the footage. And so, that's one of the reasons why I got into wedding videography, just because, I don't want anyone to go through that. Like, if you get married, you need to make sure you get videography, because videography and photography are two different things. And, with video, you're able to hear the sound and the sound of your loved ones and see them move. And that means a lot, especially, if they end up passing. It's always just a jewel to have. And so every time I film a wedding, I'm always filming the family, just getting those organic interactions. And we put it in the wedding video. As you see here, we got the groomsmen and the groom. And finishing up on Sinclair's interview. I'm gonna do another speed ramp. And while we're doing that, we're also telling the story through B-roll. And just about done with that. And then you can see over here to the right, 3 clips at the top. Well, those are the first look clips. So we did 2 camera angles, and we also used the drone. And I'm gonna get the music ready for that. So I did the first look, I put some music behind it, and after the first look, I followed that up with some romantics of the bride and groom. I even threw in some family shots and also details of the ceremony. So this is how I transitioned into the ceremony. House, so it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful day. I had never been to this venue, but it was a beautiful venue. Did a transition piece from the getting ready to the first look to the romantics to some establishing shots of the ceremony. And then we bring in the ceremony music from that. We transition it into the ceremony, into the mother coming down the aisle, the groom, the groomsmen, the bride. bridesmaids and the bride. And then that transitions into the completed ceremony that we already have done. So now it's time to create a highlight that's going to transition us into the reception. And I'll also create my multi-clip cams for the reception. So for the toast, the first dance, father-daughter dance, mother-son dance, I'll create the clips for that. And then the next step, I'll go in and start editing the reception. So for the highlight, I'll select my music and then I'll start pulling clips for the highlight. So you can see I put my first clip and I'm putting my soft color grade on it. And then from there, I'm going to go in and start pulling my clips to build this highlight that's going to transition us into the reception. And so this highlight consists of more romantics, wedding party shots. I got the guys right here doing a shot. Family moments. Them signing the marriage license. Some solo shots of the bride. Solo shots of the groom. More romantics. You can never have enough romantics. I'm gonna just breeze through this, but you can see that I'm building the highlight, making it make sense. Putting the color grade on every clip, making sure everything matches. Room shot right there. Once the highlight is completed, to end it, I'll put some detailed shots of the reception. So an overall wide shot, close-ups on the details. And this is going to allow us to transition into the reception. So you can see I'm going through pulling my detail shots for the reception. Now that I have all my shots lined up where I want them, color graded, I'll go in to my library and select all of the speeches, all of the toasts. And I'm going to make a multi-clip cam of that. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm looking for the toast. And I'll do the same thing for the dances. I'll select all the dancing clips from all of the camera angles, turn it into a multi-clip cam, and have that ready to be edited later. Now, you don't have to do the steps that I'm doing. You don't have to do it in that order. This is just something that works for me. I break it up to keep it interesting so it doesn't feel so repetitive. And this is just a system that I've come up with over the last 10 years of editing weddings. So hopefully this is helping somebody. I'll kind of just fast forward through all of this, but I'm just building my multi-clip cams. That's the multi-clip cam for the toast. And I'll go ahead and just drag that to the timeline. And I'll do the same thing for all of my dances. So I'll kind of time lapse through this, speed things up. Selecting all of my dances, making a multi-clip cam for that. Dropping it into the timeline. They did the shoe game, so I grabbed my multi-clip cam for that. They did a anniversary dance, so I grabbed the multi-clip cam for that and just dropped everything down to the timeline, chronological order. And now what I'm doing is I'm doing an intro music to the grand entrance. They use one song, so I got that song, and we did a intro right into the first moment of the reception. I got my intro music and editing entrance, the grand entrance. Bridesmaids came in first, then the groomsmen, and then the bride and groom. Just editing. Everything, making it look good. Keeping the emotion. Once that's completed, cut the rest of the music, clean everything up, and then that's going to transition us into, I believe, first dance. So that brings us to our next step. That's building the reception and ending the film. Now that I have all my multi-clips laid out, I have my intro into the reception done. I have the grand entrance with the music done. The next step is to start editing the multi-clip cam for the first dance. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and color grade each camera to make sure that everything matches. And once we have a match, I'm going to add the music and start the editing. So I'll do a time lapse of me making the different cuts between the camera angles. cuts. I'm gonna go through and just show you making the cuts. First dance, father and daughter. And for the mother and son. Color grade on everything. You can open the clip up by selecting the 4 boxes in the left-hand corner of the multicam clip. That's going to open everything up, and you can see I'm just putting the grade to each clip and just making sure that every camera matches. Then once that's done, I close it back up and I start, I add the music and start making my chops. I'll put a transition in between each dance to give it a smooth fade and a smooth intro. This is the mother-daughter dance. They did the mother-daughter dance. And I'm just speed going through that. And now we are into the toast. So I opened the multi-clip cam up and I'm color grading each camera angle to make sure that everything matches. Once I'm happy with the grade, I'll close it up, start to do a live edit, switching my angles up. Now I'm doing a live edit. You can see I'm just making my chops, the appropriate times. And when we do this, we typically have a wide shot that gets the bride and groom and the person doing the toast. And then we'll have some different angles on the person doing the toast. And I'll just switch back and forth to, make it cinematic. Time left through these chops. Bride and groom said some words. Get the prayer there. And then now we are in the shoe game. So same thing here. I opened the multi-clip cam up and color graded both cameras. Once I was happy with the color grade, I closed it up and started the live edit. You can see the chops right here, making my changes at the appropriate time. And now we have the anniversary dance. So we had multiple cameras during that. Got the multi-clip cam made, opened it up, went in, color graded it, closed it back, and started making my chops on that. Now that part is done, we're at the last step. I call this part the last step. because it's the last step. And what I like to do is I'll select my music for the open dance. I highlight that out. I also do a final color grading and an audio polish. I go through the whole movie twice to make sure I'm happy with everything. And then I close out the end of the video with some romantic shots of the bride and groom. After the dancing shots, we transition into some romantics and we close the video out, and then I export the video out. Editing a wedding film is really about storytelling. Just focus on staying in the emotion and telling the story of the day. In this video, I use Chris and Sinclair for an example, but every wedding is unique in its own way. I don't just look at it like I'm editing something, but instead I'm crafting something that'll last a lifetime. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments, reach out. Hopefully this helps somebody. And until the next time, it's Dre the Film Guy signing off. Peace.